Tonight on CTV News, we have the latest into the collapse of the CTV building. A Christchurch resident speaks out about a proposed inquiry into EQC, and a contemporary art house could be on the cards for central Christchurch.
Broadcasting across Canterbury, from the CTV studio, this is First at 5.
Kia ora, good evening. Welcome to CTV News, now streaming live every night at ctv.co.nz. Well, police are hoping to know soon if any charges will be laid in relation to the collapse of the CTV building. In a statement given to CTV families, police say they're continuing to investigate. In February 2011, 115 people lost their lives in the building. Gordon Finlater reports.
Police have now interviewed over 100 witnesses into the investigation of the CTV building collapse. A number of search warrants were carried out in June this year, focusing on records kept by the building's designer, Dr. Alan Ray. Furthermore, an engineering team has constructed a mini-scale CTV building for a testing phase which will take place at Auckland University next month. Results will provide a key basis for the decision-making process for police. For CTV Families member Man Al-Kaisi, it's a step forward in finding those accountable.
We're really waiting for some results that bring justice to those people who we lost. It's, as you know, it's been more than 4.5 years, so it's a very long process. And now we are really interested because we are at the stage of fast action, and now we are interested, of course, in some concrete results, some real action.
The investigation team are now using the New Zealand Police Electronic Crime Laboratory to assess searches of Dr. Ray's computer records. Al-Kaisi is hoping some hard evidence can be found after allegations that evidence relating to the building was destroyed by Dr. Ray.
A building collapsed, killing 115 people. You go and destroy the CD that got the design details and claim that I got the details on a memory stick. Why you do that? So, of course, we raised this issue with the police and we asked them, can you please check what was the reason behind the destruction of the CD. So if they find something, it will be really great also, because as I always keep saying, we need justice for those people.
The police are still unable to put a firm time frame around when a decision will be made, but are working towards a goal of later this year. Gordon Finlater, CTV News.
A royal inquiry into the Earthquake Commission is continuing to be pushed by Christchurch residents, another speaking out, saying many questions need to be answered. Another Christchurch resident speaking out, still stuck 5 years on with earthquake damage. The scars from the quakes are still visible. Patched up work has been done, but now she's backing an inquiry into the Earthquake Commission.
I'm doing this because I so strongly support what Duncan Webb and others are doing to try and get a Royal Commission to review the processes that have gone on in EQC.
Griffiths has had 5 scope of works carried out over the past 5 years, 2 marked over cap, the rest under the EQC criteria. Her last one was from September last year.
The house does need to be reclad, but their costings are based on very partial recladding. Reclad 30% of this wall, 50% of that, none of that half, all of that bit.
Some of her minor work has already been completed around the home, but the exterior of the house is holding everything back, and it's also on a 30mm lean. She's had enough.
I think there needs to be a complete overhaul of the function of EQC.
Earlier this week, Labour's Megan Wood spoke to CTV's Lynched programme about the allegations and her call for an independent inquiry.
New Zealand will have another disaster at some point in the future, and we have to ensure that we learn from Canterbury, that we find out what has gone wrong, what's gone well, and that we actually put in place a system that is much more capable of dealing with the situation when we come to this again, and a Royal Commission is the perfect body to do that.
Taking her question to Parliament.
What will it take for him to start taking this seriously and launch an independent inquiry?
I do not believe that the excitement that some want to generate about some small amount of failure of meeting a compliance that might cost between $500 and $1,000 to fix, if found to be defective, is a reason to have an inquiry of the nature the member seeks.
Insurance lawyer Duncan Webb helped launch a petition to establish a royal commission about the alleged shoddy repairs and timeframes into the work.
What we know are the symptoms. We know that houses are not being repaired well. We know that there's accusations of nepotism and that there are suggestions of an integrity problem. But why did that happen? How did that happen? How can we avoid it next time? I think we need to delve a lot deeper.
However, EQC has now declared Griffith's property over cap, and now, like many, she just wants to move on.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I've got to somehow shift out. Got to sort of work out what to do with my life.
Jared McCulloch, CTV News. Police are seeking the public's help to find a missing Christchurch man. 30-year-old Kai Lan has not been in contact with his family for nearly a week, last seen at around 9 p.m. at Stella Restaurant. Mr Lan has a silver Mazda GLX station wagon registration EPS 590 and was last seen wearing dark blue jeans and a t-shirt and jacket similar to this photo. It's not known where he was heading to, but he could be anywhere in New Zealand, including Canterbury, Auckland and Queenstown. The public are being asked if they've seen him, his car, or have any information on where he might be to contact police. Plans for the first contemporary art house in New Zealand is underway right here in Christchurch, with the council seeking public consultation on gifting some council-owned land. Chelsea Daniels reports.
Christchurch City Council is asking Canterburyans what they think about gifting a piece of prime land in the central city to accelerate the rebuild of our cultural district. The proposed piece of council-owned land on the corner of Rolleston Avenue and Worcester Boulevard is currently used as a car park, with only 23 parking spaces available for public use.
Here is an opportunity to look at what would be quite a rich addition to the cultural precinct, with the arts centre being developed on the other side of the road, the museum, obviously the art gallery reopening on the 19th of December this year.
The Canterbury Museum and Ravenscar Trust announced today their plans for a new $13 million building to display the Trust's private collection of art, sculpture, designer furniture and classical antiques.
The project will be funded and developed by the Ravenscar Trust, using both the settlement monies on the earthquake insurance of the old Ravenscar house and the Trust's own resources. The Trust will gift the house to the people of Canterbury and Christchurch through the vehicle of the museum.
Dr. Susan Wakefield and her husband Jim previously housed their collection in a Trust-owned residence in Scarborough. The house received irreversible damage during the quakes, and the notable collection has been locked away in storage ever since.
This collection is totally New Zealand artists. There are no European artists in it.
The pair wish to gift the collection and building to Christchurch as a long-lasting legacy.
Well, we think we've got New Zealand's best architect, that he will do a fantastic job, and therefore we hope we are giving Christchurch another heritage building.
Mayor Leanne Dalzell says when the idea was proposed to council, they were overwhelmed with the generosity of the Ravenscar Trust and the Wakefields.
Because we are going out for consultation, I'll just leave it at that, but say thank you again very much for what is an extraordinary opportunity for our city to have a conversation about what a house museum, a unique proposition in the rebuild of our city, what that could mean.
The proposal goes out for public consultation tomorrow.
Actually, we welcome the opportunity to talk to the public about what this proposal could mean and to hear feedback from the public about what their views are. I think people have expressed over the years since the earthquakes a real desire to be involved in an engagement about what's going to happen inside the central city.
Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
Well, still to come, mind-boggling action at the Isaac Theatre Royal. Welcome back. Mind-boggling, astonishing, great banter. These are only some of the rave reviews from around the country about Band of Magicians, which opens at the Isaac Theatre Royal tonight. Chelsea Daniels caught up with two of the members today.
The world's first magic supergroup has arrived in Christchurch as a part of this year's Arts Festival. Band of Magicians opens at the Isaac Theatre Royal tonight, and the fully refurbished theatre couldn't be a more enchanted backdrop for such a magical show.
It's interesting. I mean, I've never been to a town that's sort of suffered what you guys have, but the stuff that's coming up is really incredible. There's like really fantastic design in the city, and like these wonderful little. Vegas also has a container park where all the stores are made out of containers and stuff like that. So it's actually like really cool stuff is happening here, which I'm into.
And the theatre as well, just kind of been rebuilt with some of its original stuff. It's amazing. We can't wait to get on stage.
Christchurch is the last stop on their magical tour, with rave reviews following the four magicians as they've made their way around the country.
It's been fairly smooth, yeah, as smooth as a tour can go. I mean, we have to live in each other's pockets literally for the last 6 weeks, which has been good. But no, we started in Dunedin, then went to Taranaki, Auckland, and this is our final stop. So what's cool is the show has changed so much from our debut in Dunedin. So we've now got a really strong show that we're so happy with.
They invite audiences to experience a world where just about anything could and does happen.
There's four of us in the show, and unlike other magic shows, it's not just a magician taking himself quite seriously and doing serious things for a couple of hours. We are four mates, and we're on stage a lot of the time just trying to make each other laugh and the audience laugh. So we want people to walk away from this going, wow, that was amazing, got no idea how they did it, and also having real good fun and really like having belly laughs at time. And
the four draw on their collective talents, creating a show one magician can't accomplish alone.
It's really interesting to be to be part of something that's greater than the sum of its parts. You've got.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, thanks, man. That just came out. You've got four magicians with different expertise in different things coming together, and we really are doing stuff that a solo magician just can't do.
The four lads met through their mutual love of all things magic, with the members hailing from Los Angeles, London and Sydney. And with all of their travelling experience aside, Christchurch has offered them something they've not experienced before.
Yeah, we met your wizards, right? You've got wizards here.
Yeah.
They're interesting, isn't they?
Swarming with wizards.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
They say if you are entertained by magic you see on TV, then seeing it in person is a whole different experience.
We start tonight, and we're here obviously Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and apparently by all accounts it's selling really well, but there's a couple of tickets left, so if you think people might like it, come and see it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a great family show, and it's not a kid show. It's obviously appropriate for children, but like it's everybody's going to get something out of it.
And if the boys could sum it up in one-word answers,
it's fun,
amazing,
astonishing,
spectacular,
sentimental at times. That's more than one word, but I've joined it.
Hilarious. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. That's it. You get the idea.
Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
The Christchurch musician has teamed up with Afghanistan's leading female filmmaker in a project linking our city with war-torn Kabul. Chelsea Daniels has more.
A Christchurch-based project links the struggles of Cantabrians through natural circumstance with the everyday cultural hardship faced in Kabul, Afghanistan.
Beautiful Beast is a song that was written by Type 80 House, which is the indie-tronica duo that I'm involved in. And it was originally a response to the Christchurch earthquakes, looking at this beastly thing that had happened, but the amazing things that were coming out of our community at the same time. And but it didn't gel as a song until I read the book, The Dressmaker of Kākana, by Gail Lemon, which speaks about a true story about Kamala Siddiqui under the Taliban regime in the 90s. And it was then that the song gained its lyrics and its life.
Christchurch musician Kerry Coulshed has collaborated with leading female Afghani filmmaker Roya Sadat to create a music video that highlights the plight and fight of women's rights in the war-torn country.
We sent it to Camilla Siddiqui, who is still based in Kabul, and we just thanked her for her inspiration, not expecting to hear anything back necessarily, and she responded straight away. She loved the song and we started corresponding from there.
Beautiful Beast is the brainchild of several artists, and Coulshed says that that's the real beauty of the project.
Roya and her crew would come up with they would do the production of the music video. Roya wrote the script and directed it for free, and it was our job over here to raise the money because it was easier for us to do that here, given that the music industry is pretty accessible here and people have big hearts and generous to donate to something like this.
The partnership shows both the differences but also the stunning similarities of women who hail from such different cultural backgrounds.
We've got a lot in common too. You know, both Roya and Camilla are mums. They have young kids, as do I. So part of the Skyping session was introducing each other to, our own children and being women who are juggling all sorts of things, our kids and our jobs and our passions and all of that, So we became friends along the way.
The passion that Coulshed has for the project is undeniable, and she says it's something that resonates with her.
There's a big message, a strong and important message behind the making of this. The themes that sit behind it look at not just the oppression of regimes like the Taliban, but it looks at women's rights and the obstacles that get in a woman's way in order to achieve the same as men do.
The Afghanistan launch of the music video has been delayed due to unforeseen circumstances in the city, but the launch is set to be back on track any day now. Chelsea Daniels, CTV News.
The New Zealand Red Cross is pumping over $1 million into Canterbury. The money is earmarked for families with health conditions living in cold and poorly insulated houses. Since January last year, the Red Cross and Community Energy Action have improved energy efficiency of earthquake-damaged homes. The Red Cross says the extra funding will help 1,100 families. The grant is available to eligible households to pay for electricity, gas or firewood. Well, still to come here on CTV News, the Armed Offenders Squad helps free a Timaru teen from a group in Waimate. Welcome back. The Armed Offenders Squad helped a Timaru teen get away from a group of men in Waimate today. The 15-year-old girl ran away from home last night but called her parents this morning to come pick her up. But when they did, she was confronted by two men, one of which was holding a pistol. The AOS and police found the girl in a car outside the property. She was uninjured and was returned safely to her family. 4 men are being spoken to by police in relation to the possession of a replica firearm, drugs and air rifle. No arrests have been made at this time, but charges are likely to follow. Turning an old quarry into a new reserve, the Selwyn District Council is wanting residents to voice their ideas for a new development near Rolleston. It looks like it's gone to the pits, but this old quarry could see a new lease on life.
At the moment, we're just going through a community consultation process to which we hope we can gain some valuable feedback from the public as to what they would like to see.
The Selwyn District Council is asking residents to have their say on a proposed recreational reserve at Reeds Pit, southeast of Rolleston.
We'll look at kind of developing a preliminary concept plan to which we'll be able to provide a little bit of a visual kind of tool to which people can kind of have a look at and get an understanding, a physical understanding of what we're looking to achieve here.
The former gravel extraction pit began operating back in the 70s, being used for a few decades. Now, as part of the long-term plan and open spaces strategy, Council's calling on the public for ideas to turn this site into something locals can treasure.
There's a real opportunity to create this land parcel into something that is of benefit to the public and to the kind of area. So I guess just a process of going through and assessing what the options are.
A few ideas have already surfaced. One group has proposed the 400 400-metre side be made into a mountain and BMX biking track for both amateurs and pros. Others have suggested walking trails and a picnic area.
So we're looking to obviously make sure that we tick all the boxes with all the different user groups, and absolutely, obviously, given the scale of the site, there's no reason why we can't achieve a mixed-use kind of recreational kind of area, as well as providing passive reserves.
The area surrounds farmland and a few neighbours who will be interested about what could be happening over their fence.
We have currently gone through a process where we've talked to all of the neighbouring residents around the site. Obviously, their concerns are of primary interest to us, and make sure that whatever developments we do here are in keeping with their best interests. Privacy issues, noise, any kind of safety issues, whether that be promoting kind of cycle usage in and around the site.
But it's early days yet, with the consultation phase of the project being carried out until next month. Jared McCulloch, CTV News. Well, time now for your region's weather forecast.
Good evening, Canterbury. Well, today was a cracker of a day. It's lots of sunshine out there. Actually got to 24 degrees as the high for Christchurch. Practically summer. Today's highs for South Canterbury, 20 degrees there for Timaru and 19 for Geraldine and Temuka. Central Canterbury, we have had updated highs for you guys. 24 was the high for Christchurch and 22 for Akaroa there. 20 degrees also for Ashburton and 17 for you, Methven. Heading further north, Kaikoura on 17 degrees today. 20 there for Amberley and 19 for Rangiora, Oxford and Hanna Springs and Cheviot. Over to the mountain ranges, 15 degrees there for Lake Tekapo and 14 for Mount Cook. Tomorrow's weather for Timaru is also looking lovely and pleasant. That sunshine will be around tomorrow again, 19 degrees for your high with northwesterly winds but a few southwesterlies easing through in the evening. Ashburton, cloudy skies in the morning but lovely sunny breaks in the afternoon, 20 degrees for your high. A lovely hot one. Christchurch, 20 degrees is your high as well. Could be a few gusty northwesterly winds in the afternoon. And Kaikoura, a lovely sunny day for you in store. 18 degrees for your high and a few northwesterlies for you as well. The rest of the Canterbury region can also expect that sunshine. Lovely spring temperatures here for South Canterbury. A few northwesterlies there for Temuka and Geraldine. Central Canterbury, much the same here. Northwesterly winds for Leeston and Darfield and a few northerlies for Akaroa. Sunny skies with a bit of high cloud and could be a few southwesterly winds easing through the evening as well. Heading further north, those northwesterly winds out and about gusting through, particularly blustery for coastal areas and inland places. 18 degrees is the high for everyone there. And over to the Alpine region, a little bit of rain and 14 degrees is your high Lake Tekapo. The upcoming days, Friday's also looking sunny and mild. We are seeing a bit of a southwesterly change though in the evening. That will be bring a few showers with it and potentially snow to 300 metres for Banks Peninsula and to the foothills for Kaikoura. Saturday, unfortunately that lovely sunny weather is disappearing. Southerlies there on Saturday and we are seeing rain in the morning. Friday for the rest of the Canterbury region, those southwesterlies, they'll be starting down in South Canterbury and making their way up further north as the night goes on. Looking to Saturday, we are seeing a not so good day on Saturday. Southerly winds cooling down those temperatures and rain there in the morning, but it should be easing off during the afternoon and evening. So unfortunately that sunny weather is not here to stay, so enjoy that over the next couple of days and maybe bunker down over the weekend. And that's your weather update for Wednesday.
Thanks for that, Mercy, and that is CTV News for Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jared McCulloch. Good evening.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.